Fuck you. Welcome to the Weekend Fan Club, motherfuckers.
I can't believe you know,
we're opening cold slurp.
that's like the worst. You know how many people hate that shit? Where they're just like, oh man, I can't wait to listen to my favorite podcast, said no one ever. And then they're like, oh great.
Are you marginalizing
that's like
the
that
ASMR
fucking
community?
No, I'm just saying that loud chewing ASMR is one of my favorites personally. But
That's
loud
gross.
slurping is a different story, alright?
ASMR's coming like half mainstream, isn't it?
It's
Like,
super mainstream.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it would
Super
be,
mainstream.
I think. That's weird. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah, I really hoped it would die, but here we are.
Here we are.
I mean, John, say what you will. There was ice in that cup, so it's objectively the coldest open.
The cold is open.
Fair enough, you're right. We got a big day for you guys today.
Oh,
We got a
I
big
don't even
day.
know what to start.
large news. I hope that we're able to properly convey how large this is to us, at least.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When is this going up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Tomorrow at the earliest?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, what are we starting with today, guys?
For my sake, can we talk about Panduru's...
Okay.
whatever the hell that is?
That is gonna be our biggest dive.
Yeah.
Alright, let's do
Might as
it.
well start.
Yeah, let's
start early.
Here we go.
So,
A story with three perspectives.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be a good time.
This is a real
Connor,
one.
this started with you.
This started
Tell
me.
us the tale.
Yeah.
I'll set it up here. So, here, let me just do a little scrolling, because I've got to do that.
I've been like, so just for some context, this is something I have been waiting like a week and a half, cause like I keep asking, cause this happened to Connor first, and I've been like dying for him to explain to me what's been going on, but he was just like, no, I'm saving it for the pod, I have to, and I'm like, oh Lord, please, what's going on?
Okay, this actually doesn't go back quite as far as I thought.
Oh, okay.
But, so I'm looking now at the numbers. So, somewhere around the middle of the month, it's looking to me like around Valentine's Day, maybe
Okay.
a little before. This account follows me on Twitter. So, I mean, random accounts follow me all the time, so I was like, no, whatever. But I'll always tap them to check them out, see if they're interesting, maybe follow them back.
Yeah.
So I tapped this account. The account is called Panduru. This is what it looks like for Jacob's reference. Profile picture is a nice, conventionally attractive woman. You'll notice location, Australia.
Yeah.
You'll notice bio, Pantera. And then...
Is it Pantera band?
Yeah.
Yeah, the metal band from the 90s, early 2000s. And I hopefully didn't see too many of the tweets to spoil herself, but at the time when I checked, all of her tweets were just no at varying lengths.
And right now, disclaimer: we are saying her as kind of a assumption.
Since all we have
Yeah.
to go off is this profile picture of a woman, but doubts are pretty high. We'll get into later. that
Yeah.
there's even more muddying of this person's true identity.
Okay.
So I was like, no, that's pretty funny. So I followed back.
You are what's wrong with Twitter, but I mean,
Like you do. So you can see. So yeah, like on the 13th, I start liking the tweets as they come in.
Yeah.
So then they start changing. Then we get a yes.
yes.
Hi. Good job, Chris Jericho. All separate tweets. Good. Yes. Good
Can we go back to
thing.
the Chris Jericho thing? What did you say?
Yeah, just like Chris Jericho.
I wish I could explain it, but we'll get into it. Then fights Conor McGregor. Yeah, good, yeah. All over a couple days. Which is getting pretty weird. But I was like, this account is following about 1,000, followed by about 100.
Right.
So clearly just following random people. That's how they followed me.
Mm.
And there's no interaction in any of the tweets. So I was like, you know what? Someone's probably going out of their way to tweet this. I'm going to start interacting, because why not? So one day they tweet, yeah, and I reply. I say, sorry, I'm only here for tweets that say no.
Classic.
And she replies to that with no, and then replies again with yes.
What the fuck?
Then Quinn saw that because it was hilarious. Later that day, she tweeted again, no, and Quinn replied with, now this is pod racing. And she replied with, yes, it is indeed. Yes, it is good. 2 separate tweets.
You'll notice that that's a theme of the
multiple
tweet
replies.
or the reply, and then another reply which says the same essence of the first one.
Always. Never just ends it. Then there's more. There was one soon after that says, who is this asshole? Which I really hope was not a dunk at us. But there's no way to know. Then good news. No, good things come true again. Amazing thing. No.
These are all separate tweets again.
Yeah, Sasha Banks, WWE champion. Good thing, Sasha Banks, spelled wrong. Good thing, I hate you. Good thing this, yes indeed. Good. This one was all in a string of like a minute, and I just retweeted all of them because that was so funny. These are all, do it now, Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, yes. Nothing, yeah. All in a row, and I was
Oh my lord.
Then, good day, Hannah Montana. Good.
What?
Right thing to do today.
Right thing to do today.
I love
let's
you.
go.
Yeah, good, no. Like, it's all like that.
Yeah.
Good Hannah Montana. There was one
Yes.
fuck. I replied to the fuck with a wow react, and she replied with crying, laughing emojis.
So is this a person or a bot?
So so that was the gist of her tweets, which is all
Yeah.
one thing. But so, back when I replied to that first one, and I said, I'm only here for tweets that say no, she DM'd me. Hi. And I was like,
Oh no.
I think I sent it to you guys. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, you did, and I was like, whoa.
Here we go.
Because at this rate, the only context that like I've had, or like I assume Quinn as well from whatever you replied or retweeted as well,
Yeah.
was just like, oh okay, she's just doing all this weird stuff,
Yeah.
and then she out of the blue she just says hi, which is the only real kind of sentience you've had so far.
Yeah, exactly, right? So I replied, hello. No response. And I was like, shit, I really wanted this to go somewhere. So that was on the 20th, which was about a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then on Sunday, so I guess a couple days later, I think I was showing Quinn this, and I was like, man, and I was like, you know what? What do I have to lose? I DM'd her, no. And she replied, no. And then she said hi, and then we started talking. She said hello. I said, so this is where we'll see later that clearly I jumped the gun and got too aggressive. I said right off the top, Panduru, what makes you tweet no? What makes you tweet yeah? I want to understand. And she didn't reply. That was at 10 in the morning. Then at 5 p.m. she said, I am happy now. 2 separate messages. I was like, okay, I guess. And then I just replied, that's great, I'm happy too. And she says, good. Oh, the next day she says, good, hi. We start talking again.
Oh my god.
I said, how are you today? Which, I think there's something going on here where she, learns things you say.
Right.
So, she's never said anything resembling, hi, how are you today, up to this point.
Yeah.
And I said, how are you today here? So, keep that in mind.
Right.
She responds, 4 messages, fine. I am good now. How are you today? I am happy now. I said, I am good too. She says, good. Then a few minutes later, good again. And then at this point I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna have to learn to. I said, if I want to get her to trust me and become friends, I'm just going to speak the way she does.
Yeah.
So she says good twice. I send good, and then she sends good again. It's just when you start just saying the same thing, it's like, yeah, let's just start saying good.
Of course.
So then I was like, all right, time to start making some conversation here. I said, are you a fan of wrestling? She says, yes. I said, who's your favorite wrestler? Not Chris Jericho, I learned.
Oh.
Randy Orton and John Cena and Edge and CM Punk. Yes. I said, they're great wrestlers. I don't watch wrestling, but I like videos of Macho Man Randy Savage. She says, good. I said, good. She says, good.
This is like first contact.
Honestly,
I love it.
So
It is.
It's like Wally talking to a mirror.
It is. I am trying to discover how to interact with this person.
This is a rival.
I'm convinced this is not a person.
So I'm going off the knowledge I have.
But
I say,
I don't know what else it would be. Like a really
Can a bot
smart.
do that?
I don't know.
That's the thing is, it seems a little more.
Based on some of the things that it or she has sent me, I don't think it can be a bot.
No.
Yeah.
What?
We can start theorizing more because there's still more to come.
I think you
Let me
should
tell
hit some. I think you and then me and then John. Well, I don't know how much John has. But
No, you guys
I
should
think
come
we
in
gotta
before I
hit
get to my
some
last.
conversation highlights.
All right, so
Because
here's
there
one.
are some. Because I was like, I think Connor's on the main quest line.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask some questions on the side just to gather some information to try to
Right.
Yeah. So
figure out what is happening.
So I had nothing. So what happened to me was just Wednesday.
Yesterday.
So like yesterday, I just like I seen all the coordinates and correspondence you've been having with Panduru only through retweets. I had no idea about any of the other things you had through DMs.
Yep.
Only that she had messaged you that one time. I didn't know about any of the other stuff. So I seen it and I was like, I gotta keep an eye on this. So I just followed. I was like, I'm gonna follow this.
Yeah.
Almost fucking immediate. And I'm talking like a second later, I get a fucking follow back. And I'm like, whoa! That's when I was like, this has to be a bot, right? Like, this can't be real. Then I get a message later on in the morning, like 7:37 in the morning.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you today? And I was like, whoa! Which comes back to what Connor said. Because Connor said, hi, how are you today?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, she learned that. I didn't answer because I just woke up. So I got ready for work, went to work, and as I went to work, I looked at my phone again. And again, funnily enough, I was talking to my manager at work, and my phone was blowing up. Like,
Did she do to you what she did to me?
she just sent a giant happy face emoji, and then good, thanks, nice to meet you, good. And I didn't answer her back because I was like, what the fuck is happening?
I want to finish what happened this day, and then we can go around to some more of the other stuff. Because right after that wrestling thing, things take some turns. So let's see.
Okay.
So after I asked about wrestling, I was like, all right, what else do I have to go off? Well, her profile said, her bio just says Pantera. I said, so you're also a fan of Pantera? She says, yes. I said, Pantera are very cool. Then she responds, I am. Yes. I said, you are Pantera? Or are you very cool? She says, I am cool. I said, that's true, you are cool. Aha. She says, yes, I am. And then I said,
Good?
am I cool?
Oh no!
He says, yes, you are.
Yeah!
And I was like, wow, thanks. So then there's a little more. She says, hi, how are you today? I didn't answer for 10 minutes. She says, hi, how are you today? I said, I'm good, how are you? She says, good. I say, good. She says, good. then I don't respond for 15 minutes.
That's a future bit.
15 minutes.
Good.
So 15 minutes later, I didn't respond. So then she says again, hi, how are you today? I say, ha ha ha. At this point, I'm like sending, I am good. And I said, what do you do? And then my bad. I asked her a question. Then I went out for lunch. I didn't answer for an hour and a half. So I left for lunch for an hour and a half.
Oh no! For visual aid, Connor is just scrolling through a mountain of texts.
Yeah, he's
All
got
right,
like
let's read
2
through these.
screenfuls.
This is all while I was
Messages.
gone with no response. Over an hour and a half. Good. I am listening to music now. Yes. Answer me. No. Hi, how are you today? No. Hi, how are you today? No. Hello. No. Hi, how are you today? No. Yes. Hello. So I came back and said, I'm sorry, sometimes I'm busy with work and can't respond right away. And she hasn't been bad since. She says,
Hasn't been bad. That doesn't sound good.
says, good, I'm happy.
I'm actually about to start fucking.
She always sends good
crying.
night around like 2 or 3 p.m. And I thought, okay, she's from Australia. But in Australia, that's like 5 a.m.
Yeah.
So she's up very late if that's the case.
Yeah,
But
she works the night
I can't
job,
judge
maybe.
someone's
I don't
lifestyle. But that's the first date. Do you wanna move over to that to you now? And
I'm
we'll come
gonna-
back to this
I'm
because
gonna
there's more.
burn through some conversation. I don't know if your conversations have taken any turns, but my conversations have
Oh
taken some
my!
odd turns.
I still have more to go through here. Let's put it that way.
Oh my god.
So, this past Tuesday, she sends me, "Hi, how are you today?" Which she has learned from Connor. I say, "I'm great. How are you doing?" She says, "Good. Good night." At this point, I decide I'm just gonna ask questions.
Yeah.
I
mean,
say,
it's all you can do.
and here's the thing. I'm asking, my first question is obvious, or I think it is. I say, "That's good. Where are you from?" She says, "USA, St. Louis."
Wait!
So I'm like, game over, nothing makes sense.
Yeah, because she's not even Australian now.
I say, "Cool, I don't know much about there. I'm sure it's lovely." She says, "Yes, it is." I say, "What do you do for fun?" She sends one word, "Swim."
Just swim?
Swim.
I say, "Oh, cool, that's a fun activity." She says, "Yes, I like to go underwater. Yes, it."
Quit, you're trying to break her, man. What are you doing?
This can't be a real person.
Some nonsense.
There's more story to tell, dude.
She said,
How can this be a real
She
person?
said
It cannot be.
I'll give my predictions when we get to the
yesterday. So like we had like a little like mini conversation where we talked about fucking swimming.
What was the last time you went swimming?
I don't know, but I sent her as an anecdote. I was like, I went swimming in Hawaii once the water's really clear. You can see fish and stuff. She was like, "Yes, good." Which honestly, I kind of picture in that like Tom Segura voice was like, "Yes, good." So yesterday at 3 a.m. she sent me, "Yes, hi, how are you today?" When I woke up at 7:15, I said, "Good, I just woke up." And then I, like John, got up and got ready for my day, and that time I got sent a full screen of text of, and this is one of the sudden turns. She sends, "I'm good. I'm sad. Now. And I cry. Now. Yes. Can I ask you something? Important. Please. Yes. Who is John Lee?"
She asked me that too.
What? Oh my god! I did not know that! Oh my god!
That's 3 more messages! Tell me, who is he? The third in the trilogy, Good Hannah Montana! And my response, ever the level-headed one, "John Lee is my friend. Do you know John Lee?"
Oh my god.
At this point, I've adopted her multiple message methods, so I said, "John Lee is my friend. Boom. Do you know John Lee?" She says, "Okay, no, I don't know him. I like him."
What? Oh no!
Here is the second, very sudden turn. I say, "That's good. I like him too. He's a good friend. Do you like Hannah Montana?" Over, what does this look like? Over 20 minutes, she sends me these messages.
Oh my god.
"Yes, it is a good friend. Yes, I like Hannah Montana. I love Hannah Montana. And I like you. You are my best friend I have ever met on Twitter.
What? You said that to me!
Do you want to be my best friend? Yes, good." I say, "We can be friends, of course." And then I say, because she sent me that, I'm like, "Hey now, don't go fucking with my family." So I'm like, "Are you friends with my brother Connor Whalen as well? He is cool." She says, and this is concerning, "Yes, we can be good friends if you want. You want this?" Yes. I just say, "We can be friends." Yes, okay. I say, "Is your name really Panduru?" She says, "Good, yes." I say that's a cool Bane. Oops, I meant name.
Oh, wow.
She said it is my name, and then she says like it is my real name. Why? Yes, is cool. And then I say, what are you doing today? She says, go to play billiard at a club. And then I say, that's fun. I love playing billiards. She says, with my wife. Good.
Whoa.
And that's another piece of the puzzle is I mean lesbians exist, but I find it more likely that this is a dude with a woman picture
Yeah.
than Panduru is this woman
With
and going
a
to play
wife.
billiards with her wife at the bar.
This can't be a real person.
The only
Because if this is a real person, I'm terrified.
So am I. You're terrified. You're fucking terrified.
the only other
There is a woman in Louisiana or Australia or a man or a bot. If it's a robot, this is worse. This is the worst timeline if this is a robot.
John, it likes you.
What
What are you worried about?
You saw how fast it turned?
Okay, so this is the last interesting part of my conversation.
This has been a whirlwind.
So, I think I stopped I was probably in class or something, so I get another wall of text. She says, yes, thanks. Yes, thanks. Can we speak later? On Twitter. I have something to do right now. Yes. 2 minutes after that, answer me now. No. I am sad now because someone blocked me on Twitter.
Yes.
Huge smiley face. Good. And then, fuck that person who blocked me on Twitter.
She was like that to me too, and she said, "Can you promise me something?" I said, "Is it that I won't block you?" She said, "I don't want you to block me on Twitter. Please promise me this, please." I said, "This is also this is this, and this is the same morning." She sent in a slew of messages overnight before I'd woken up. She snuck "Who is John Lee" in there, so I didn't address it.
Oh God.
But at this point, I'm kind of uncomfortable, so I'm kind of playing defensively. I was just like, I won't block you as long as we're getting along. And then she says, do you want to be my best friend? I said, what does it mean to be your best friend? She said, I don't know. It means send me messages on Twitter. This is what this means. Yes.
This is what this means.
I said, I already send you messages on Twitter. She says, good, thanks. Can we speak later? And I was like, I can message on Twitter.
This
Because
is
when she
so
said
weird.
speak, I was afraid of like voice calling.
Oh.
So I was like, I can message you. Like, and that was about
Keep
it.
at arm's
That was
length.
such a magical moment when she was like, who is John Lee?
Oh.
So I was like, of course it's John Lee.
Why? Because that's like a fucking meme between us anyways that I know a lot of people. But now this random fucking person who's from Australia and or Louisiana just also knows me? What is...
That was so funny.
I don't like that.
Anyway, so that's
Creeped out.
that's
Pretty
up
much
to
the
date
story.
on that.
Holy shit. So your thoughts?
So, let's see. Let's go through the possibilities.
This can't be a person.
But here's
It's not a credit card scam because they
Yeah,
would have asked for my
exactly.
credit card by now, right?
Unless this is the long game. I don't know.
So that's
And it's
so
not
that's
like a horny scam. She would have been horny by now, right?
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Talking
Yeah.
about Chris Jericho, I think she would have been down to clown at
So like,
this
there's
point.
nothing. There hasn't been anything scammy yet. It's just been like, hey, let's talk on.
the only red flags are the very sudden mood changes.
Who is
Yeah.
John Lee?
Who's John Lee? Someone blocked me on Twitter.
I'm
Fuck
sad.
that.
Someone
Fuck that person.
Really be my best friend. It's like,
I kind of
Well,
want to
it's a lot of
block her
commitment.
on Twitter.
well, honestly,
Like, just...
Have you guys thought that she might listen to this episode?
Jacob,
Or
listen,
he.
that's something we have
Or
to
them.
address later. Is that I don't know if we can tweet this episode out.
Oh
She likes my tweets. Like she reads them.
no!
Yeah.
So,
That's a control.
but also like, I want people to see this episode.
Block her.
Well, I was thinking when she was spamming
You're
all
her
the
best friend,
messages,
you
I was
can't do
already
that.
thinking like, if this continues and this gets a little harassy, I might have to block her. Before she asked me not to block her, so now I'm tied. My hands are tied here.
That's why I'm saying, like, maybe.
Hands are
Wait,
tied.
I have no
Block them.
I have no.
I'm also
tie
having
with
a
them.
lot of fun still.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
I have
still
no
kind of
tie with this
interesting.
person.
I'm
so
thoroughly
I-
uncomfortable with the concept of Panduru Doru.
That listen,
I'm
I'm
very
Look, I
uncomfortable.
think it's a very, very thin line, or like a
Yeah.
very dainty tightrope we're walking here.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
I've been
100%.
on the line of blocking for a while.
Like the moment like credit card information or money is mentioned, I'm being like, nope,
or
set my
like a
phone on fire.
link or anything like that.
Oh yeah, no
Link.
links.
Like,
Asking to move to another app? Any of that.
Yeah, no.
I think there are still some fun questions to be asked.
And really, maybe it'll be funny to see what happens if she sees the episode.
Until it's a demon.
I've got to say the peak of my paranoia is when I was at work and I heard people behind me saying, and they were like, someone just sent a weird message to the work website.
And you were like...
And then later they were like, oh, was this person doing this thing? But in that brief moment, I was just like, no, they can't do this to me. Like,
can you imagine?
Could you? Because it'd be easy enough,
can't.
right? Like the internet exists.
The internet does.
I have a LinkedIn profile. It's all there.
What time are we at, John?
We're at like 25 minutes.
There we go.
What a fucking...
I'm very uncomfortable with what
I was all
gentlemen
on
have
board.
engaged with.
I was all on... I have not engaged at all. I have followed and that was it.
Oh, but you're in it.
But I'm in it now, apparently. I'm a fucking key player. I didn't want
The
this.
thing I'm leaning towards most now is like a child or like a person with very little
Low
social literacy.
intellectual capabilities.
Or just like not great social skills. Which is kind of like, I don't know, weird. Like I am kind of uncomfortable about at least it's all like good fun so far.
Yeah, it's never like harassy in a way yet.
And we're not being mean in any way, besides making this
anything.
podcast.
That was great, Jacob.
That was actually very frightening to me.
Oh, really?
was
You have a
very-
big tank-ass case on it, though.
I do.
Yeah,
Are
big
you
old
on-
honking
was-
honor
Are
box.
you on edge though? with
I am on
everything going
edge. I am on edge of this Panduru door lady person boy.
What else is uncomfortable we can talk about?
No.
I don't know what Momo is. Is that... Here we go.
So I want you to actually just open Safari and Google.
No!
Momo.
No!
No, you
Just do
have
it.
to. You do need it. You do need that picture in your brain before we can.
Okay, cool, but show it to yourself. Don't show it to
don't
us.
show it
I
to
don't
us,
want to
like
see
it's
it
nightmare
again.
fuel.
I don't, because I've seen it 100 times.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did you see it?
Allegedly
And
taken from some Japanese like
Looking
anime-related sculpture of a bird lady.
Of course it is.
Why is this happening
It's
to...
like the anime bird lady. You can
Yeah.
picture that look.
Do you know?
Oh, why are there... Why are there different angles of...
They're all horrible.
What?
There's no good
There's,
angle.
there's an existing sculpture of that face that's like a bird person from an anime
Yeah.
or just
Yeah.
style or something.
That
Really?
shit's horrifying.
I'm really sad right now.
Yeah.
Like,
How do you think I was? That was what I was talking about earlier when I was like, I'm just scrolling through fucking Twitter and Facebook and whatever, and then I see that and I almost drop my phone.
Oh my
'cause I'm
god,
like, fuck.
it has a body!
Yes!
Can
So-
I just say that, like, say what you feel about creepypasta, even when the writing's shitty, I just hate the pictures. I hate the creepypasta pictures.
Yeah,
They
I
freak me
thought
out.
we were
Creepypasta
past
pictures
that
are
phase
gross.
of, like, weird deep internet horror images.
And you know what? I'm all for creepypastas. You know, I'm 100% on board for that
Fuck
shit.
off, John.
I love it.
Fuck off, man.
But there's a point where you look at it and you're like, no more, please.
Yes.
But like at
I
that
can't
rate,
stop looking at it!
stop! I can kind of see the reflection in your glasses, and I hate it.
I can't. And I'm so grateful for
I
that.
sort of hate it.
So we want to get in.
So
Basically, the concept is like there's this challenge, like the goddamn.
Fuck. Oh my god. Oh, why is it called Momo?
So what happens is that YouTube has like the YouTube Kids
Deleting
section.
that from my history.
Yeah, good idea.
Yeah.
So
You're on
There's
a
a-
no-fly list now.
there's a
Congrats.
Oh
YouTube.
fuck, it's still there.
I deleted the history. I just didn't get rid of the page yet.
That's exactly
So yeah, so YouTube Kids usually has all the, like the child-friendly videos or whatever.
Wow, it has the algorithm-generated animations that are their own separate kind of hell.
Exactly. So without even getting into that shit, so these videos for kids are like, let's be real, they're like hours long because they're supposed to just like captivate the fucking kid for X amount of time because what's fucking parenting anyway?
Give them ADHD,
I-
anxiety, depression.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
So-
I will let my kid play with knives.
So
before
here's
I
the
let
deal.
them watch that.
So no. So here's the deal. These are all like kids videos, right? But right in the fucking middle of them, out of nowhere, is that thing. That fucking thing, and it says we're gonna play the Momo challenge. And you know what they say? You have to do the Momo challenge, or I will hurt or kill your family. And it starts simple enough. It's like, break a toy. And it's like, okay, make a mess of your room. Self-harm. Kill yourself.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no! Now, Philly D did a fucking video on it, and he was like, this isn't real. You guys are fucking just blowing this out of proportion. This was a fucking creepypasta thing, and it's not real. And I'm like, you moron. You absolute moron, Philly D. Why the fuck would you say that? Because A, even if it was a fucking thing, now you're drawing attention to it from your massive platform.
Massive.
And B, even if it wasn't a thing, you have now made it a thing.
That's true. I'd heard from the beginning that there were very few incidents.
Yeah.
And the incidents are disputed to even be related.
Mm-hmm.
But now that it's becoming a meme.
So it wasn't...
There was a similar thing, apparently there's a similar thing in Russia that did actually
pick
up steam.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was in 2018.
Yeah. As a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this one in particular is
like,
generally disputed to actually be a thing. But will
just
now
the
become a thing.
general thought of that thing is uncomfortable to me as a full-grown adult male.
Yeah, no, 100% me.
Oh,
So-
no, because that premise to me is like when I was
Nightmare scenario.
when I was a very young child and just like on my many travels as a youngster, like seeing just a trailer for a horror movie and just being like,
I'm fucked.
oh
Yeah.
like that, but like I can't even imagine young Quinn seeing that. He would
Be fucked.
He would have a stroke.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, I've seen that the first time like a couple days ago. I'm not gonna lie. I still kind of see it sometimes, and I'm like, I'm a little fucked up now. Like, I'll get over it. It's like seeing Slender Man for the first time when I was like fucking...
That shit fucked me.
When I was like 14.
Yeah.
But like, I'll get over it. It still sucks.
Hereditary is still the thing that fucks me up, man. I go to sleep and I'm like, if I turn off this light right now and there's a naked old dude standing in my closet, I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
I'm out the window. Goodbye.
I'm gonna freak out. Like,
it's kind of funny that legit the same night that we watched Hereditary, I went home and I just like deep dive like, what is Paimon? And I just literally read pages on pages of like,
what's that?
It's a pagan deity.
It's the pagan deity that they put
Yeah.
in so
right?
in the movie.
Because at least then you have the information and you kind of put yourself a little bit at ease.
You take
Yeah, that's
sort of
what I do.
power away from it.
You can't.
Yeah.
Well, how the fuck am I supposed to do that with Momo?
Yeah, how are you supposed to do that with a challenge that doesn't even exist?
Exist.
That's the worst. And the worst thing is that like the last couple days I've been like, you know what? I want to look at it again. Like I don't want to look at it again, but I also feel like if I look at it more, I can be like, it's not so bad.
It's transfixing because you don't think it's actually that ugly.
No, and then you keep looking.
It
at
is
and
that
you're like,
ugly!
Oh no, it definitely is. Because just like Quinn, I was like, oh, it has a body.
Yeah. Yeah, it's horrifying.
But yeah, so that's what I was doing today, Quinn. I was scrolling through my phone, I would see that, and I'm like, fuck! Shit!
Yeah.
Ah, fuck! And you know the worst thing is, I go to work, and I open up VOCM, because I like to know what's going on in my fucking community. That was there! They had a fucking news story about it on VOCM, and I was like, what? Come on! This is like the one place I figured I'd be safe.
How did I so effortlessly dodge this?
I know! I was like, how the fuck?
I only learned about it because one friend who I haven't talked about in years shared a post on Facebook.
Yeah.
I was
I
like,
think
what is the
it
Momo
must have
challenge?
made
And then
it
I
to
Googled.
different people sooner, because our mom literally asked us about it on the way here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was like, yeah.
The way she described it was not as directly threatening sounding as John described it, but more unsettling. I gotta be honest, the idea of like an evil child is growing increasingly uncomfortable to me. Because in the olden times, I was like, I'm a kid, I'm not a fucking demon, so like, get over it, adults. But like, now that I'm more dissociated from what a child's brain works, oh, this is creepy.
Kids are
I gotta be
horrifying.
honest,
You know
this is
what?
creepy.
Honestly, take this as a man who hates children. I would take a demon kid over a regular kid any day of the week. Any day of the week.
What?
Alright, that's
100%.
What?
Because at least with a demon kid, you could be like, oh, that's the reason why.
You can kind of figure out why your kid is being shitty.
Yeah, it's a demon.
No.
Yeah, no, you just gotta do some introspection. Find out what you hate about yourself that you're projecting on your own child.
Okay,
No.
I know there is something wrong. That's the last thing to do.
Alright,
I'm not gonna open that can of worms.
I'm glad I made us talk about that.
Yeah, you're. See,
And you legit made yourself experience that.
See, just like we're all, just like the
I
whole
thought
world
it
is
was
doing
one-
right now.
I thought it was one of those things that John didn't want to talk about because it was like a dumb news story that's like, whatever.
I mean, it is a dumb news story, but I also hate it because I don't want to
I
even
didn't
The
think
most
about it
hateable thing
anymore.
is literally no one wants to hear it, see it, or talk about it, but also they do because it's still. We're talking about it right now.
Exactly.
That's kind of the nature of horror.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah,
that
true.
it's ugly and gross and makes you feel uncomfortable.
And
But
that's
you
the
can't look away.
Like if I.
Oh.
And the worst thing is, I think
love
about
it.
this. The worst thing I think about this is the fact that as someone who likes reading creepypastas and stuff like that, like if I went out of my way,
Ugh.
no, hear me out. If I went out of my way and I went into fucking the creepypasta wiki or whatever, and fucking went through like I don't know, like Slime Beast posts or something like that, and I found it myself and read it myself and was like, oh, that's fucked up. That's a good story though. Fine and dandy. It's not in reality, though. There are not news stories about it that I'm seeing. There isn't my local fucking news team down the
about it,
fucking
I would
road
say, like-
talking about it. Now, it's hitting a little close to fucking home. And now I look at it and I'm like,
No.
no, thank you.
Okay. But I find creepypastas, like, they're worse if you have, like, a picture to anchor the story in.
You're right.
That's
You are
right.
100%
Like,
right.
if you, like, the Slender Man story is so creepy because it had, like, a doctored photo.
Ten
attached
Drowned
to it.
works so well because they had the clips.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
had clips. And just literature has to be remarkable literature to actually make you feel scared. Right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But, in saying that, we know that unless, even saying this is based on a true story,
It's like, fine, whatever. Everyone
Cool,
can say, anyone
whatever.
can say that. Yeah.
so it kind of provides a bit of comfort for me when it's like, this is a true story. No, it's not.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
is not
If
the
anything,
story.
like just saying that is
No movie is
solid-
going to be the true
Yeah.
story. This
So-
is going to be like 2 or 3 events that happen.
Anytime
and
someone
then
says
7 or 8 that did.
anytime someone says true story, it's always like just solidifying more. Like, okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're okay.
We're all right. This isn't happening.
Like, truly horrifying shit is actually learning about the stuff before and after we learned about the event.
Yeah.
Right? Like, let's talk about, like, Bruce MacArthur, the current biggest... He's our Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
In Canada. He's our Ted Bundy.
Yeah.
That's why. But, like, before we caught Bruce MacArthur, like, almost every single town he lived in, there's cold cases of murders.
Mm-hmm.
And then after this, we might have copycats, or we might have
Yeah.
like
Imitators.
the Manson kind of phenomenon where it's like
Oh,
fucked
it
up
was
shit.
him. Oh.
Yeah, right. But like that's the terrifying stuff because it's like why and how and society
And that whole copycat thing is what I'm fucking worried about.
Mhm.
Even if this whole thing
I don't give a
was,
fuck about this moment when it comes to copycat because like this is just a bad Slender Man.
Yeah.
No, but like when it comes to copycat, I think it's kind of worse because then there's a lot of it, and if it actually has the potential to cause harm to children, that's like
that's a
the
no-go.
biggest red flag in the universe.
It's not like YouTube had enough problems to begin with.
Yeah, because this is right off the heels of. Is this?
Apocalypse
music something?
3.
Yeah,
The
Disney pulled
internet
themselves.
was
Disney pulled
a
themselves.
mistake.
Epic, even fucking Epic pulled themselves from the
Yeah,
fucking thing.
Fortnite pulled
their
off
advertising
YouTube.
from YouTube.
Why?
Because the comments in community sections were hosting an increasing amount of child predatoriness. Yeah, like basically, child predatory rings going through the YouTube
Comments.
networks.
How did that happen?
So I don't know if it's in effect yet, but pretty much what's happening soon is going to be. Say we put up this podcast, right? Say we put up this podcast, and someone comes into our comments, you know, like every fucking YouTube comments ever, and just says a bunch of terrible things.
Yeah.
Bam! Our comments are disabled, not by us, but by YouTube. Bam! Demonetized. Not for the content of the video.
The content of the comments.
Content of the comments, which are now disabled and no one can see.
Yeah, so you can just...
That's just hopeless.
So you can just harass anyone you want, really.
I don't like...
There is a phenomenon of if people don't like a video, they go bomb it with flags, and then it gets taken down.
Yeah. Or I could just go in there and say, fuck.
This is gonna sound undemocratic, but I think it's time that we stop giving everyone a platform.
We'll talk about that post.
Because this is what you get.
It's like you just need actual moderation, and not this like outer
pseudo moderation.
Even if you can even shape the tools to do what you want, really.
To me, moderation it's a flawed concept. It's like saying, let's get one lion to defend an argument between a goat and another lion.
Right, like, yeah, the biases and whatever of the person moderating are going to exist.
Yeah,
but it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
No, I would argue that nothing is better because...
But the proof's sort of already out there. Like, if you get something like Steam has had a very incredibly hands-off approach, and you get a flood of shitware games, you get hateful games, you get... Games get review bombed because they have gay characters. Because they give everyone the equal opportunity to say what they want, and they don't put any sort of control over what people say.
Yeah, I think in theory what you're saying is better, but in practice, like, the people who have shitty opinions or are just like angry people are just inherently more vocal. So if you give everyone the same platform, you're just gonna get flooded.
It's like
with
the
hate,
Nazi
no matter
on Twitter.
what.
Twitter
like,
takes hands off, and it's got a Nazi problem.
But
and I think.
But are we allowing our practices to inform our theory, or our theory to inform our practices?
You mean on this moderation?
Just in general.
I think theory
right? Like
is informing practices because the very like weak attempts at moderating are that weak because they want to moderate without bias. I think you should just let yourself have a bias.
There wouldn't be a problem.
Like, things attract different kinds of people.
But that would not be
that
would not be moderation then. That would just be you're part of.
But I mean,
this.
Look, it's one of those things like
because moderation puts you in a position of power.
It's like objective journalism, just like. You can try to be... Exactly. There's no such thing as objective moderation, so you just gotta suck it up.
Yeah.
Do your best to be objective about it.
There's like
if at the end of the day, there's like a margin of error of like, oops, I've been filtering out these fuckers more than these fuckers, but guess what? You know what? I guess that's just... We're all just people. Yeah. There's no like... You can't... There's no like perfect machine or anything, because it's all got hands and clammy fucking...
Yeah.
And there's nothing more depraved than
dusty ass fingers.
I mean,
crackers.
The worst thing is saying the algorithm's going to moderate, because that's clearly shown that the biases still exist in that, and then also no one's paying attention and watching it.
Well, see, the only real problem I find with this whole YouTube, especially with all of this...
Is this on our topic list?
It is now.
It is now.
The whole problem I find with it is the fact that it's all fine and dandy. I'm sure you could totally find a way to moderate all of these things, filter out all the bad stuff, and make sure everything's all still fine and dandy. Might not be the right thing to do, but you could do it. I'm just saying. The biggest problem with it is being on YouTube as a platform, there's way too much money involved. Imagine.
Yeah.
If this was just a forum, imagine if YouTube was just a platform where you can express your opinion, there was no, like, paid channel subscription, there was no YouTube Red, there was no... where you get, ad revenue per view. If there was none of this, do you think this would still be a problem?
Isn't that just Twitter?
It's just Twitter, yeah.
Yeah.
And they suck at it too?
Yeah.
I mean, you like... on other platforms, you still have it there, but I guess the stakes aren't as high.
Yeah. Where, like, a lot of people on YouTube, this is their life.
Yeah, a lot
like
of people...
Some people are like, this is my job?
Oh,
if this goes down? Fuck.
My question is, why is it your job?
Whatever, you know what? Some people
Look,
gotta make bread. That's
No,
fine.
yeah,
I'm not gonna judge them
I
on
think
whatever.
it's a good thing that there are people that have careers out of YouTube.
Yeah.
Because
Is it sustainable?
That's,
I don't-
well,
well,
that's the biggest thing now, where
I
It's
mean,
like having a career for like 5 years.
at best.
Well, yeah, well, partly just because of the whole shifting landscape of everything.
It
But
is
I
a
mean-
very new industry to
It is a
have.
very volatile
to
industry.
be able to have like any kind of like predictions on where it's gonna go is a whole other thing. But I think, judging optimistically, it's like it's just a new like angle to take in terms of creating like multimedia kind of stuff.
You know what?
Because
It's attractive, 100%.
And the thing is too, like a lot of YouTubers, they make money off YouTube, but they're probably also making shitty music or doing some like any.
Well, I mean, most people don't make money right off of YouTube itself. Like,
Yeah.
the ad revenue is fine, whatever.
well,
Most people get it off of, like, actual companies who are like, hey, I'm gonna give you money and this for you to make videos for our thing. And it's like, okay.
But yeah, with any industry that becomes suddenly lucrative, and this happened with YouTube, is that you do get a wave of grifters. Because you had that whole...
Yeah.
Remember the whole multi-channel network thing?
Mhm.
Like Maker Studios and all these, and it was like, the next big thing is you join a big network. They turned out to all suck shit and not support their creators.
Machinima got shut down, yeah.
And they all got shut down because they had, they're all...
I think Maker was, like, first to go,
They're
actually.
all scams.
Yep.
Maker was bought by
It's just-
Disney, I think, and then Disney shut them down.
Yep.
It's just you get a new like form of like media, and it takes a while to like rough out the fucking edges and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I will say I do support like YouTubers starting their platform, growing their platform, becoming successful on YouTube, and then trying to get into other areas. Right? I don't have a lot of...
Yeah, but what about you know what? I do agree with you too on that front. And you know what? Shout out to Will Smith for getting like 50 million subscribers on his channel. I know it's really hard to start out on YouTube, but he really came in there swinging, and he got all those subscribers from like starting from the bottom.
Are you
Really
bad mouthing Will Smith?
You know what?
Are you bad mouthing?
I'm gonna bad.
from Aladdin.
No, I'm also gonna badmouth all the late night Jimmies that are just taking over the trending
I mean,
page.
that's fine.
That's totally okay with me.
That's fine. Roast that.
Yeah.
But Will Smith?
Really?
Well, he was the first one to my mind.
America's
Guess you got
Black Uncle?
You wanna go after Jack Black too?
Dude, like, is Will Smith really that great of an actor? Honestly, like,
Was it about his acting? Do you think
Never.
do you think it was
It's
ever
never been
about his acting?
what are you saying? What are you trying to say?
Dude's just a good
He's
dude.
just a cool guy.
What? I'm not saying he's not a cool
And he's
guy.
got an all celebrity family, and they're all pretty wholesome.
I see what
Jaden
John's trying
Smith
to
is
say.
gonna be the new face of hip hop soon.
I love his music, by the way. Like, holy shit! I heard like one of his first singles that came out.
He's
Look
gonna
fucking backpedaling.
Yeah.
Backpedaling ass bitch.
No, I'm just saying, like Will Smith. Why can celebrities just show up out of nowhere and just be like, "Yo, here's my channel"?
How is that a question? What do you mean? How can already famous people show up and continue to be famous somewhere else?
No, I know what you mean. You're talking about how
What the hell?
YouTube started as an opportunity
Yes!
for people to become something or make something.
Exactly.
out of it.
And then these fucking late night Jimmies show up and they're just like, "Here's a couple clips from my thing," and I'm like, "What are
Yes,
you
it's
doing?"
the rich and not
I
just the rich,
like
but the rich and
that.
the culture consuming
Why is it-
things.
I don't
now.
get to watch late night stuff.
Fuck it. I'm not saying. Listen, fine, whatever. Late night Jimmies can put up their fucking, haha, look, we laughed at Ariana Grande's fucking
don't
thing she
watch
talked
that shit,
about.
man.
Whatever, great, that's
I
fine.
watch it
You do
sometimes.
not have to monetize it.
It's,
You don't have to.
Yes, they
they're
do.
going to though. 'cause
You don't
they're
have
gonna
to.
They're only going to
They
make money.
do.
Let me
They
finish.
do have to.
Just let me finish. You don't have to, but they do,
They-
and that's fine, and that's 100% fine.
If they
Cut!
if they
Cut!
if they couldn't monetize,
But
you think they would go there in the first place? They did not go there because they were like, oh, you know what? Jacob doesn't get to watch the late night shows. Let's put him up there for Jacob. No, they were like, we're gonna get ad revenue if we just shit all our content right here.
And we're gonna call money.
are you done?
I'm
ready?
done.
You
Yes.
done? Cool.
I'm done saying that the goal of
So-
capitalism is to acquire money.
What I'm trying
Welcome to the podcast. Fuck you.
What I'm trying to say is that YouTube again is another algorithm thing. Why does it have to hit trending immediately? Yes, people are watching it. Yes, but like, no shit.
Yeah.
Like why? That obviously it's going to be there. It's a fucking late night show. No shit, it's gonna show up on fucking trending.
Mm-hmm.
Like, can you filter that out a little bit at least? Like, Christ.
Yeah, but and like that's the thing.
YouTube's not interested in it either because they
No,
that's
they don't
the thing.
care.
Some of that money goes to them.
Yeah,
That's the thing. That's a bias.
yeah.
Like that's showing your like filter it or don't. It's still kind of a bias. Like if you filter it, you're saying, look, we want to focus on the people that are here on YouTube for YouTube.
Yeah.
Blammo. If they don't filter it, they're saying, fuck it. You know?
I think that kind of gets back to your capitalist point of where, like, capitalism likes to wear the guise of inclusivity and trying to get everybody, but that inclusivity doesn't actually serve everybody. It just serves the top percent that want to say, hey, we're all about everybody, but that means
But we're
all
more about
everybody's
more
money.
about these everybody.
What happened with YouTube really is that it just became like everything else.
Yeah.
And it's like
Because of
it's
capitalism.
disappointing, kind of shitty, but I mean you can still get your fun out of it.
I love how we're just like just as society in general, like we're just going back to like, I don't want this cable package. I'm gonna do this.
Time is a flat circle, dude.
Yeah. And now
And
we're
yeah,
just
and
like,
like-
yeah, but you know, you like these
time is a
channels on
sphere.
YouTube, so you can.
Just wait till all the streaming services splinter, and then they all have their own exclusive content, and then you don't want to pay for all of them, but someone starts bundling them all in packages, and then you're just buying.
You already have
cable
that
again.
now. You have Verve, which is just like a bunch of fucking
Oh, is it
channels.
actually?
Yeah, we have that now with certain things. Like Crave TV is like HBO and like a bunch of other
Right,
things in
yeah.
one. You have Netflix is, you know, its own thing, I suppose. But then you have like Verve, which is like it's Funimation, it's Crunchyroll, it's fucking Explosm, it's like it's a couple of different things.
Verve. I've seen Verve. I always saw Verve for their goofy blogs.
Real
They're
talk,
like Dragon
real
Ball
talk.
Z is
You know what?
crappy.
Hands down, if Verve fucking comes to Canada, you have my money.
Yeah,
Because I have two separate subscriptions to Crunchyroll
Exactly.
and Funimation, and I would like to roll that into one and support it all.
And Crunchy.
God.
I think
that's
I think
amazing.
I think Rooster Teeth's also on that. It's like a bunch of them.
Nice.
It's really good. All one flat price.
Didn't Rooster
This
Teeth
could be an
start on
ad.
YouTube?
Yeah.
What do they do?
They do like anime now. don't
Red
they?
versus Blue. And now they started with Red versus Blue, which was basically shitty machinima videos of people playing Halo 2 and making videos about it. And now they have an anime with Michael
Michael B. Jordan?
Michael B. Jordan.
Holy shit.
Hilarious.
That's amazing.
That is
You want to talk more
impressive.
about YouTube algorithms being whack? What is the deal with the conspiracy theories and right-wing videos always getting recommended? Do you guys have this problem?
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I
this
just-
is a you
I
problem.
literally-
I'm thinking.
Like, I literally find one thing that I'm interested in, and then I just dump that into my brain, and I don't diversify it, so my algorithm is so precise, and I know it's so precise that I'm never going to get Ben Shapiro's hot takes. Like, I don't want...
So here's
like,
a
I don't wanna
story I
watch
heard
that.
recently. Apparently there was a vaccine activism channel or a group
Ooh.
trying to post
So,
videos.
Spicy.
hang on. Pro-vaccine?
Pro-vaccine.
Okay, good.
But
Here we go.
when you
I don't
watch
have
their
the emotional-
videos,
oh.
YouTube would recommend you anti-vax conspiracy videos, just lots of them, because it lumps them all together, and YouTube pushes conspiracies,
Conspiracies do well.
and it drowned
do.
out their activist channel. I don't know if they're happening anymore.
Nice.
So, the
Dude.
pro-vaccine channel
Mhm.
was overwhelmed with anti-vaccine shit because in the algorithm it was probably just
Yeah, anti-vax
They would put
conspiracy.
them next to
Vaccine.
each other.
Yeah. Probably seen.
I
Like,
hate that so much.
it probably seen like health and beauty and was just like, that's a tag.
Yeah, because right now anti-vax has more momentum than pro-vaccine because anti-vax is this.
It's got a lot of steam lately, hey?
It hurts me.
That's a mark.
Like, my dad's a scientist, kind of science teacher, but like he wanted to be a
No,
scientist.
you know, he's a scientist. If he's teaching
That's the
science,
thing,
that
man.
motherfucker's a
Give everyone
scientist.
a platform.
You're so right. You're so right.
Start-
That's the thing, right? Is that like you think about the shitty content your relatives share on Facebook, like anti-vax stuff and the yellow vest stuff on Facebook locally.
Yeah, what
it's
the fuck?
It's so easy for that stuff to get around for some reason. I don't understand it.
Well,
Because
from-
let's be real, it's probably because it takes, no offense, the least amount of brain power to get angry and upset about.
Yeah, that's
Very
the
true.
thing. And you get angry, and then you're like, blam, I'm angry. What's up? And then, like, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, but I will say I have studied like media content in a couple of my classes, and I remember reading like a couple of studies cited showed that media producers predominantly put anger, vitriol, rage, the negative stuff first in their production value, because that generates,
Grab your attention.
it grabs your attention.
Yeah.
It's shock stuff. It's like, boom, it's up there, right? And that's what leads it to be disseminated, because people pay attention to it, right? And it's also at the time when you're angry, you see like long posts and people are like either, all right, fuck that, or like, why is this person pissed off? And you read it and then you consume it more. You don't ever really want to share the thing. That's like, oh, shout out to Rocket Bean Bakery for being inclusive. Period. You don't share that. You don't think about it. You don't consume that. You're like, oh, I like Rocket. I might go there, but you don't share it. You don't disseminate it, right? But if it's
But if
like,
you saw something like, hey, look, there's fucking rats there, it's like, whoa.
yeah, like PSA, fixed coffee bars closing because XYZ, and XYZ are like all wild reasons, and you're like, whoa, this is kind of important for people to know. Because we kind of have this mentality, I guess, of like warning people. It's like, hey, don't do this.
We have
Okay,
this
thanks,
weird
bye.
sense of herd.
We still have this
We're all
herd.
simultaneously the herd and
Yeah.
the shepherds. We're all like, whoa,
We're
don't
all
go there. The guy next to you is like, don't go.
It's just some sheep are in the front. That's it. That's literally it. It's the blind leading the stupid.
Democracy is just some sheep in the front.
And the fence is just like... I don't know.
It's just mildly shocking.
Yeah. The
Oh,
fence
don't
is
do
just-
that. Don't do that.
The fences are also made of sheep.
Yeah, the fences are still sheep.
Except they're dead.
You just get there and they're just like... No! You just... The sheep just keep moving. The fence is still sheep. And then the fence just says... Did you hear vaccines cause autism? And they're like, oh fuck, we gotta go to the sheep on the other side of that shit! Back up, we've got too far! Oh god!
Oh god, what have we done?
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Hell world, dude.
Yep.
We're still under an hour.
Yeah, man.
I think my meta take of all of it is that there is a very large right-wing uprising happening around the world over the last few years and continuing to happen. I mean, you look at the news this week, Andrew Scheer is probably going to be our prime minister.
Don't like that.
He's very cozy with white supremacists and racists.
I think I shared it on.
Don't like that.
And he's a climate change denier because their party is backed into a corner of either liking the carbon tax plan or denying climate change.
So, of course.
So
Whatever happened to bipartisanship, hey?
And the worst part is that people out in the States, they're like, oh, fuck this shit, we're going to Canada. And then we're in Canada like where do we go?
Canada is no utopia. But my point, dude, is that I think that there's actually like not a small part of that is this, I hate to be the old people who talked to me when I was a kid, but the proliferation of social media and how we just kind of unlearned media literacy, especially the old people.
Oh, yeah.
It's old people, because not only do old people share shit that makes them angry, they share shit that's made up. No one, like...
Yeah.
Because there's no moderation of the stuff people share on Facebook. I mean, there's a different kind of moderation. There's no, like... there's no controlling what...
There's no individual moderation.
Dumb, made-up bullshit is just getting passed around.
Yeah. And I same courses that showed... that I talked about with other media stuff, they talked about also how when newspaper was a primary means of communication of media, there was an increased value in truth and reliability and validity. Now, media production is profit-based. Most newspapers, when they started, were not profit-based. They were forms of propaganda. And I will say that probably polarized and divided maybe more than social media.
Yeah.
But what they were trying to argue for had a foundation. It wasn't made up. It was critical. It was factual. It was debate. And now it's
The first thing coming out of your
screaming
Yeah.
at each other about headlines.
yeah.
It's like Connor said, time's a flat circle. We've literally come back now.
Yeah.
We're
And
back
it's
to where we started.
Time is a sphere.
And it's I've seen more and more lately. There's been huge amounts of layoffs from all the digital media platforms in the last 3 weeks, like BuzzFeed, Vice.
Vice got gutted?
Oh yeah,
I would love to work for Vice.
yeah, it'd be pretty wild.
I would love to work for Vice.
I thought
Vice
was, like,
keep me in your eyes.
Depends.
What do you mean shitty?
Vice, it's large and there's a lot going on. There's some very good stuff. There's some.
I don't even know what I mean. I just thought I remembered hearing a thing about them having bad business practices or
Oh, I mean, they're probably run by a millionaire who's shady, but everything is
I've seen a lot of unconventional journalism.
They're very famous for the headline that is just very blunt, just like
Yes.
the Earth is burning and we are fucked.
I like the only Vice article I can think of in my mind that actually stuck out to me was the one about with each province ranked by how fucking mad they are.
There's,
I was
you know why? Vice
is
Canada
so
has a writer
true.
from here. His name's Drew Brown. Shout out. His
Nice.
articles
Shout
are
out
really
to that
good.
guy.
Yeah, I love it. And the one he said about Newfoundland was it must have been his because
Yeah, I think
there's
it was.
there's
I think it
no
was.
way someone from anywhere else could have nailed it so hard. It was basically Newfoundland's a fucking shithole. This place fucking sucks. No wonder they're so mad. But heaven forbid you're from anywhere but this province. You can't say that. Only if you're from the province you can say it's a shithole. But if you're from anywhere else and say it is, you will be fucking murdered in the streets.
So if I hear a mainland say that Newfoundland sucks, I will be enraged.
Same.
Oh yeah.
But
I
I
will
live
be
here and I'm like, this fucking sucks.
This place does fucking suck.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's also the different criteria of what we know the island, to be.
Yeah.
And what makes it suck to us.
Well, that's the thing.
And if it's somebody from Toronto comes here and is like, oh, your highways suck. You guys don't have a lot of fresh
You
fruit.
have no idea. The
You
suck
shut
goes way
your-
deeper than that.
It's not even mad from a fuck you for making fun of my province thing. It's more fuck you don't even know the half of it, bro.
I don't have time to be mad about the highways.
6
they see the highway in the summer and they're like, this sucks, and you're like, dude, you don't even know.
Have you almost died on these highways?
That was
Dude, we can see and we're gonna make it. It's fine.
dude, I remember going to
Those are our two
Toronto.
criteria.
I remember
That's our two criteria.
yeah,
Can we see, is the car moving?
yeah, we're fine. If we check off all the boxes, we're fine. I remember going to Toronto and talking to my friends out there, and I remember they asked me, so how's Newfoundland doing? And I was like, it's all right. And then my friend goes yeah, because I think we were going I think we were in a cab or something, and the cab driver was like, do you like these highways? And because we were going on one of the fucking off ramps onto the highway, and it was kind of bumpy, but it's all right. And the guy goes, the fucking mayor wants to go to wherever, and he doesn't want to use the money to fix these goddamn roads. And I'm like, ha! You ever fucking waste $3.7 billion on a project that's still not fucking done? And I'm like, yeah, that's how it's going, huh? Oh, God.
We've really covered a lot of ground.
Yeah, we did.
So the Oscars were this past weekend.
Yeah,
I stayed up and watched them. They were it was a good show.
I didn't. I used YouTube to kind of figure out who won stuff.
I read online a list.
The Oscars are-
I streamed it illegally.
The Oscars are the only award
Covered
show.
all bases.
Nice.
The Oscars are the only award show that I would stay up and watch. The Grammys are too long, and
I literally watched.
field is too subjective to have any meaning.
I watched 5 minutes of the Grammys, and it was when Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus, and then some other lady was
What
on.
a fucking...
And I was just
lineup.
there wow, I never thought I'd see the day to say that Dolly Parton is the best
Jolene.
musician
Wow.
on the stage right now.
That is a
Wow.
hard stab at Dolly Parton. I know
Yeah.
some people who would be enraged that you just said
I
that.
don't care. I hate country
One
music.
word, Jolene, next.
What?
Jolene.
Okay, Jolene slaps.
Yeah.
9 to 5 fucking rips.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of argue in my own snobbiness, are we valuing singles or collective pieces of work? Like albums.
Oh, you mean the Grammys generally, Dolly Parton? Cause
just like music.
Actually, music generally has an interesting take because for a while it looked like singles were the shit, but there are a lot of people who think that because of the popularity of streaming services, the album is going to get popularity again because people just throw shit on and don't pay attention to it. So you could burn through a whole full-length LP and not even really notice.
But the thing is, now they just make playlists and people listen to those.
Yeah.
So it's back to singles.
Yeah. The only awards show I'll actually watch is Game Awards, and even then, it's
Game Awards are fucking terrible.
No, it's and that's the thing.
Oh, I had a great time.
Asinine. It's like an army of 5-year-olds dressing up in suits, pretending they're the Oscars,
so
having no idea what the fuck is going on.
And that's the thing. I love it because they take themselves so fucking seriously. That's why I love it so much. So like I'm watching it, and I have.
And why is Jonah Hill at both? Like,
yeah, of course. It's
Jonah Hill was at the Game Awards?
Yeah, dude,
Oh, yeah.
there was a weird mishmash
He
of
was
people at the Game
fried
Awards.
out of his mind.
Oh,
and
yeah.
did not give a fuck.
That's amazing.
So I remember watching, and I only watch it half because I sort of am curious what who's gonna win.
Yeah.
But more so for the fact that whenever I watch them is usually when people announce big things.
Yeah, that's just because Game Awards are probably the worst ones for, but they're really bad for the industry and the awards kind of being
Now to be fair, I've only watched...
This award sponsored by the studio who's nominated for one of them.
Yeah, exactly. I've only watched 2, like actually actively watched 2.
2 shows.
2 Game Awards. I watched the one last year, specifically because Hideo Kojima was showing off stuff about Death Stranding, and I was like, I'm in for that shit, let's go, bro.
Yep.
And I only watched the second one because I was at my friend's house and it was a snowstorm, and I couldn't go home, and Smash Ultimate was coming out like 20 minutes after the Game Awards were over.
I remember that.
So I was
they
like,
taunted it the whole
and
time.
they did. Every fucking commercial break had like a different 30-second TV ad of like, you ready? Because it's coming. Like it's in 1 hour, bro. And I'm like, stop!
Have you seen any gameplay for Death Stranding yet?
You've heard my theory about this, right?
Yeah, I don't want to hear it again.
Okay.
So
No.
Green Book won Best Picture.
I
That was
haven't.
controversial.
Yeah, Green Book did
It
win
was.
Best Picture. I thought that was going to be like a feel-good movie I'd watch later and be like, I like that. I didn't think it was going to be Best Picture. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody.
As it sows, no one thought that.
Right. I watched Bohemian Rhapsody very close to when the Oscars happened.
Nice. Same.
That was a wild ride.
Yeah.
There was a lot of stuff
lot of
about
things
Queen
happened.
that I didn't know about. So that's good that there's a lot of narrative that's not just like, hey, they made Bohemian Rhapsody, and then, hey, Freddie Mercury got AIDS, and then they did Live Aid. Like, it wasn't, like, those were the pinnacles, but the narrative didn't slump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And performances were
Yeah.
boys.
Do you know what the fun thing was? Watching that movie with my girlfriend, who is the biggest Queen fan I know.
I watched it with my girlfriend, and she's like a music student, and so she's like,
nice.
she's done like some music history, and I think like some profs actually talk about. I don't know, but she said that she liked it because of how well the sound design was. Right, like she thought it was.
And I won an Oscar for that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I read a funny tweet that was like, I think Bohemian Rhapsody will win Best Sound Mixing because it has a scene where all the characters are mixing sound.
I mean, hey, shit, they got it. But I remember watching that movie with my girlfriend, and again, she's a big fan of Queen. So when I watched it, there was like a scene where they were doing their first album, and I guess like just for the montage or whatever, they did "Don't Stop Me Now," and Michaela's sitting there. She's like, "That was on their third album. What was on their first album?" And I'm like, "Fuck off."
There are enough historical inaccuracies and other reasons that someone could be like, I saw Bohemian Rhapsody and I fucking hated it. And I would be like, totally get that.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, I want to go see the Queen movie. And Run Mouse really good. I want to see them sing my favorite songs.
Yeah. So, because that was...
So, like, I enjoyed it.
Mm.
I don't think it should have been nominated for Best Picture.
Me neither.
Really?
I don't think so either.
I'm glad Rami Malek won Best Actor.
Yes.
That was pretty
Who
cool.
were the other ones? Viggo Mortensen was...
Viggo Mortensen was nominated.
In
Christian Bale was nominated.
for
I thought
Vice.
he might win because he continues to treat his body like a piece of garbage,
He's honestly remarkable.
which is, gotta respect it.
Yeah, I gotta hand it to him.
Um,
Motherfucking go from Batman
I
to
don't
fucking
remember-
anorexic to
I don't
fucking
remember who else was
Wrath.
nominated for Best Actor, but those were like the three main ones.
Mm.
Best Actress, Olivia Colman, best part of the whole show.
I didn't... Yeah, she was really funny. I didn't see most of those movies that were
Oh, we went and
nominated.
saw The Favorite after?
Yeah.
Where did you
very
see
good.
it? Was it in
It
theaters?
was in
It
theaters.
was in theaters.
It
I think they
returned
brought it
because
back.
when they announced the nominees for the Oscars, a lot of the movies go back in the theaters.
Yeah.
So we saw it then.
Capitalism.
Honestly, it was really
Oh.
good. I went into there thinking it was just going to be a fucking period piece
Why do you
movie.
think these movies get
Oof.
nominated? It's all inside baseball. They make these campaigns to the people in the Academy. Hey, vote for my movie for Best Picture, and then they put it back in theaters so they make more money.
Mhm.
Oh shit! I had some.
But yeah, that's one of the things I want to talk more about, like the fucking Queen thing, where there is a lot of historical inaccuracies, because even like the whole time I was watching it,
Yeah.
my girlfriend pointed
I'm
a lot of it
pretty
out
sure
to me.
the whole Live Aid thing is not how that went down.
Probably not.
No, it was, but it wasn't. Like a couple of the ones she pointed out to me was the fact that like there's that point right before they did Live Aid where Freddie tells everyone like, yeah, I got AIDS, guys, but like we're gonna do this, we're gonna nail. No, he did not tell them anything. They knew he was sick, but they didn't know it was,
It was
AIDS.
AIDS.
No, they
So
did
how did
not
they
know.
find out?
They found out literally 2 days before he died.
Wow.
Yeah, no
So they
joke.
knew he was sick.
They knew he was sick, but they didn't know with
But
what.
they didn't know it was like a
Yeah.
terminal illness.
No, Brian knew. He knew he was
Okay.
sick, but he didn't know it was AIDS. None of them knew it was AIDS.
Whoa.
They just knew he was sick.
So Brian knew he was sick,
Yeah.
but not everybody else knew he was sick.
Well, Brian was the first to be like, something's up.
Dude also has a PhD, doesn't
Yeah, exactly. The dude's
yeah,
a smart
like
guy.
Astrophysics.
he? Astrophysics.
Yeah, he's a smart dude. But yeah, so there was that. There was also I laughed because I poked a lot of fun at the fact that when they did the Live Aid scene, the way they shot it was like, oh no one's donating money for Live Aid, and then Queen comes out, and then the phones start ringing off the hook. I'm like, you're right. You two, fuck them. Fucking Billy Talent, fuck that guy.
Billy Talent?
Whatever. You know
Billy
what?
Joel?
Joel. That's the whatever. All of these famous people.
As much as I love 2000s Canadian punk band Billy Talent.
Whatever. So they have all these famous bands, and it's almost like the movie's like, you two, fuck them. All Bon Jovi, fuck them. Fuck all these people.
Fuck everyone
But
else.
Queen, the phones are off the fucking hooks, bro. And I was like, I get it. It's a movie. You have to have a narrative. Whatever.
I mean,
Like,
you know, the best band in the world.
I mean, whatever. Yeah, sure.
My hot take is that Queen overtakes the Beatles for me personally. A lot of people say the Beatles. For me, it's Queen.
I will never say the Beatles. I fucking don't like the Beatles at all.
Here's my short explanation: is that the Beatles, they have songs, but Queen have cultural phenomena.
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you remember being a kid and just stomping the "We Will Rock You" thing, yelling at each other, and
Mhm.
"We Are the Champions" and all that?
Yeah.
You never forget shaking your head in the car to Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you do because you've done it a lot. Also, you shaking your head. You're not doing your head any favors. Lost couple brain
They were
cells.
alright.
Yeah.
Spike Lee was a lot of fun.
Spike Lee was fun.
Spike Lee was a meme. I loved
He
him.
was a living meme. It was sick.
What did he get an Oscar
He
for?
got best adapted
Black Klansman.
screenplay.
Was that one good? That one was nominated for
Black
Best Picture,
Klansman
wasn't it?
was
I haven't watched
loved
it, but
Yeah,
I
me neither.
only heard good things. I watched the documentary
I think
about the story of it.
Oh,
I think you
documentaries.
really like Black Klansman.
Probably. I watched the Fire Festival documentary.
Oh yeah, the Netflix one.
Holy shit.
That's a lot of fun.
It's a lot. Honestly,
it is cathartic
Oh.
to watch these like.
Oh, I
Watch
loved
these
it.
tech grifters
I
get all
loved it.
their shit come back around to them.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
also love seeing Ja Rule just get fucked.
Did you hear what Ja Rule's thinking about the other day? Tweeted out? He was like, I might try it again. I'm like, really? You're really even gonna fucking voice that thought in the fucking...
Because
Literally-
for me,
literally-
I remember hearing about it on the news, and I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And then it kind of died away, and then I was like, oh yeah, Fire Festival. I remember reading that. And then the documentary for me was like, it filled everything up, and I was like...
Oh my fuck.
Whoa.
it's quite spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, the whole story.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, in the whole movie, of all the people get screwed and all that, the only ones I feel bad for are the freaking workers on the island.
Good story I heard was that the caterer actually had a GoFundMe page made for her, and she got all of her life savings back.
Wow.
Yeah,
good for
because this woman and the inhabitants of this island were all working, day and night while this disaster was unfolding, and did not see a dollar at any
Oh
point
my god.
because the whole thing went to shit.
No, good for them. They
Other than that, I was just like, yeah, you people all deserve it.
I also loved the vindication you get from learning that Buddy,
Yeah.
Brett,
Billy?
Yeah.
Billy got 6 years in federal prison.
Mm-hmm.
What's really whack is that it shows after the festival happened, after all that shit went down, it shows Billy, and he has a new grift. Like a total scam, and he's working with different people, and he's still filming everything he does. It is insane how much of this they have on camera. Like everything, there's very few parts of the story that they describe without someone filming it and the actual thing happening.
Like the documentary crew for...
And it's like right off the heels of it,
wild.
he's just hopped on another grift, filming it. Hey, watch us do this, and it's
Oh my lord.
That's the thing, man. Not everyone should have a platform.
And that's how you take it back around. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
you know it should
Take
have
it
a
back
platform.
around.
Panduru Doru.
No.
No, by the way,
No. We're done.
by the
No,
way, my
we're
best
done.
friend. I'm sorry if you listen to this.
Just gonna listen
I hope we can
to-
still be friends.
You think they're gonna get this far in?
No.
No.
This is for myself.
Well, you're now a lot closer. You're now 1 hour and a lot of yelling close to your weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of
A lot of yelling. Hope y'all have a good day.
Yeah.
Or evening.
Evening.
Stay
night.
safe out there. The internet is a scary place.
It is
Yeah,
a very
boys.
scary place.
Bye.